first time I went in the Black Apron Challenge, I was so shattered because it was my first week. I went straight into my first week, and I think I was really upset with myself, of course. And I was like, no, this is not right, and just dealing with acceptance, right? And that is when one of those chefs in the background told me, "What are you here to do?" I said, "I really love food and I really want to learn to cook and elevate my food." He said, "So, how does the color of the apron matter?" Wow. And it was such a wake up moment. When he said that to me, I said, "Yeah, you're right. I'm here to cook. Whether I'm wearing black or white, or how does that matter? I'm just going to cook."
Why, hello there, food lovers, and welcome to The Hungry Immigrant, the place where flavors cross borders and cultures unite. I'm your host, Abang Brian, coming to you with stories, secrets, and the irresistible charm of Asian cuisine and heritage. Each week, we'll journey into the heart of what makes food more than just a meal. We'll talk to chefs, celebrities, home cooks, and food enthusiasts who have brought their heritage to our tables. From the bustling streets of Kuala Lumpur to the vibrant markets of Manila and Seoul to the Chinatowns of New York, Paris, and Toronto, we're exploring the magic of food that connects us all. So join us as we delve into the rich tapestry of Asian food culture and heritage, celebrating the traditions and innovations that make our culinary world so diverse and exciting. Now, get ready as today's episode promises to be a flavorful journey. This is another episode of The Hungry Immigrant, but this time is extra special because I am in incredible India. I don't know whether that's the tagline, but I saw it on all the government forms. It says incredible because I was like, should I call it majestic India or like flavorful India? But on the official government documents, when you come here, the first thing you see is like Incredible India. So I'm going to call it Incredible India. And our series is called Hungry Immigrant Flavors of India, where I will be connecting with wonderful people in India and really exploring what Indian food and culture is all about. Because I feel that it is about time that we stop talking about Indian food as one. Like Indian food is just curries, or Indian food is just chutney, right? Or biryani. But I think there is so much more intricacies into it, and that's why I'm very excited to be here in India. First of all, I have to give a big, huge shout out to one of my closest friend and my coworker, and almost like my mother. I think she will hate me for saying this because she can be my mother, Chef Sapna Anand, who has so kindly connected me with people here in India. So, Chef Sapna, thank you very much. And the first guest is one of her mentees, I was told, for MasterChef India. She originally works with Amazon. She's one of the associate director, I think. Yes. And she's based in Bangalore. And because I'm in Bangalore now, we reached out and we started talking. And I think ever since I started out on this journey of the hungry immigrant, I'm just always so touched by people coming together for this cause of preserving our food heritage and culture, because I literally know no one in India, right? And I touched base with this person and we start WhatsApping and we didn't even have a video call. This is like a blind date. And I'm finally here with Arthi Rathore, and she's one of the finalists of MasterChef India. And you just came out of MasterChef India.
Fresh out of the academy.
And the episodes are finished airing,
It's just
or
aired, yes.
it's just aired. It's not done yet.
It's done.
Oh, it's done. It's done. So like the winner has been announced.
Has been announced.
Okay, so we don't
And
have to
I'm
be.
not them.
We don't have to be too careful
We
about.
don't.
Okay, because like there was one time when I was in MasterChef and our headphones were taken away.
Yeah,
We were locked up for 3 months because we had like I think 62 episodes.
We had about 40 episodes.
40 episodes. That's a lot.
It
as
is a
well.
lot.
You guys have like the weekly
can get
challenges. The weekly challenges.
Yes, we
Okay.
did. We had 4 a week. It was, and some of the challenges had multiple layers of challenges inside them. So it was quite an educative experience. But
Yeah.
thank you so much for having me on the show. It's a huge honor to be able to represent our culture and our cuisine and to explain actually what more it is and how deep founded it is in tradition. So I'm really excited to be here.
Let's talk about the whole MasterChef journey, because you're fresh off MasterChef, right? And I am like MasterChef furniture. Like, I've been there so long. I'm in the furniture. Like it was like 10 years. I think more than 10 years ago. Like a good 13 years ago.
Right.
But I guess MasterChef India just came. It's the second season. Right?
It's the second season. You're
Okay,
right.
so it's very
Yeah.
new in India,
Yes,
MasterChef.
yes.
Okay, so let's talk about that later. But like for our global audience who do not know who is Arthi Rathore,
Yeah.
who is Arthi Rathore?
Well, I'm a simple Indian girl who was brought up with a very traditional upbringing. And when I say traditional, I mean traditional Indian food. I'm just someone who wants to give Indian food its space in the sun and to show that we're capable of so much more than just curries, chutneys, and biryani.
Wow. Okay. And you grew up in Bangalore?
I'm a Bangalorean, yes.
Okay.
I come from a huge joint family,
Okay.
hence the tradition.
Right.
A huge family of close to 50 people.
What?
Yes. That's how Indian joint families
Right,
are.
right.
We're huge. It starts from the grandparents and then their children, our siblings, the whole family lives together.
Okay.
And therefore it's very beautiful because you learn how to share responsibility, you learn how to pick up on each other's work, and you're never cared for by just one person. You're cared for by a whole unit, and therefore you learn so much as part of that unit. It keeps you rooted, it keeps you grounded. I'm originally from Jodhpur, I'm a Rajput.
Okay.
And so my family migrated to India over a century ago,
Right.
and has been in the south in Bangalore forever. My mother is from Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
She's Rajput, but from Tamil Nadu. So I have the influence of that culture.
Mhm.
And I married a Malayali, which is the absolute down south. So I
Yeah.
have influence of the Malayali culture.
Right.
I can comfortably say I'm pan Indian, and my children are confused Indians.
So this is what people don't know though. Like people think like Indian culture is just one culture,
Yeah.
but it's also a melting pot of different
Absolutely.
Indian subcultures,
Yes.
I guess. Because the Malali I identify with because a lot of them also have migrated to Malaysia. We
Malaysia,
get like a
yes.
lot of Indians with that
Right.
Malali root and Korean
Right,
root,
right.
and the food is more coconut milk
It's
based,
a
I guess.
large coconut base.
Yeah, more coconut based.
Yeah.
And then the northern is more like yogurt based.
You have a lot of yogurt in the north. So
Yeah.
there are creamy elements in both
Mhm.
aspects. In the south, they use a lot of coconut. In the north, they use a lot of yogurt. In the south, they use a lot of seed oils. In the north, they use a lot of ghee, dairy fat.
Is there a reason for this? Like generally, is it because of religion
There
or?
is. I wouldn't say it's religion. I strongly believe, and that's really what I'd like to talk about as well, right? How Indian food is steeped in seasonality, is steeped in Ayurveda, and a lot of how we traditionally eat comes from the influence of how your environment around you exists.
Ignore my ignorance. Ayurveda means what actually?
Ayurveda is the science and the medicine of nature,
Right.
of how you use what nature provides you
Mhm.
to heal, to live first a healthy life, be able to proactively avoid certain lifestyle illnesses that you could potentially come up with in your life.
Right.
And that's really what Ayurveda is.
Mm.
It's the Indian science of medicine.
Mm.
And the beauty of the ideologies or the foundations of Ayurveda is how our ancestors cooked.
Oh, wow.
And today, with the advent of fast food, with the advent
Yeah.
of a fast paced society where there's so much work that you don't have time to really do things the traditional way.
Mhm.
And with the fact that uh, that farming has now modernized to such an extent that you have things available year round.
Mhm.
A lot of food is genetically modified. So you have year round availability. The fact that all of this has happened as we've progressed has changed the way we're eating.
Wow. Okay, so like to be honest with you, like I've always looked to Indian food and I knew that it is very there are medicinal qualities to turmeric, to all the spices,
Absolutely.
to helping the different chutneys that you eat. There are some somewhat raw, somewhat cooked and all. It helps
Yeah.
your gut and all this kind of scientifically I understand that, but
Yeah.
like what you brought up I think is very, very interesting that it is an ideology And it's not just okay, these things are medicinal and have this scientific medicinal properties, but it's a way of life as well
Absolutely.
that can be a poison to our bodies, right?
Absolutely.
Oh my god, this is so deep. I'm having like a oh moment. But yeah, I think we should go deeper into that. But let's talk about MasterChef first because this is hot in India right now.
All right.
Okay. Tell me about your experience in MasterChef India. Tell me what are your greatest memories. First of all, why MasterChef India?
Frankly, it just came to me. It wasn't something that I was going after. It happened.
Right.
As in karma. I mean, I'm Indian. I'm going to talk about karma, but it happened. It just came to me, and I went with the flow. In all honesty, but the kitchen really changed who I am, how I think, how I operate around food, and how I elevated myself around food. So the MasterChef kitchen has been very transformational for me. More than anything, it has transformed the way I approach food now.
Right.
It has heightened my sense of food, and it's helped give me foundation and structure around how I want to place my food.
So let's paint this picture a little bit more specifically because like already with Indian food, one thing that I want to say to the world, right? I learned how to cook Indian food, which I still have not. Malaysian Indian food, okay?
Of course,
Okay,
yeah.
Malaysian Indian food. I learned from, I always say I'm very proud. Of course, I'm a alumni of the Cordon Bleu, of the MasterChef, of all these different institutions, but I'm most proud of being an alumni of the Culinary Institute of the Aunties. Right. I learned from the
How
aunties,
sweet, yeah.
right? And I call that is the biggest culinary
Yeah.
institute in the world, and they are the backbones of our culinary heritage. And so this auntie used to teach me, like, I'm like, how many teaspoons of turmeric and coriander powder? No, she don't even do that. She tells me use your palm. Like
Yeah.
this, like oh my god.
Yeah.
So that is so much intricacy to Indian food already. And you, before MasterChef, obviously has been cooking, right?
Absolutely.
And now you're telling me that you heighten it even further.
Yeah.
I am like, what does that mean? Like, give me an example structure, like practically what? Give me an example.
If I would make food with X set of ingredients, and it had, let's say, sweet, it had, let's say, sour or bitter, right? MasterChef taught me what are the right pairings, right, to add into a dish to make it taste even better. How do you take what is considered a curry, which is really, it has no shape, form, and convert it into something that can actually take shape?
I love that.
Yeah.
Curry has no shape or form.
Right?
There is no like textbook definition of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But MasterChef teaches you how to give it shape and form.
Wow.
It helps you open up your mindset. It helps you break the stereotype and helps you think outside the box. It taught me less is more. It taught me. It does, right? And it taught me layering. It taught me how to think of food.
Yeah.
When a person not just looks at it but also consumes it.
Yeah.
It taught me what flavors hit your tongues first, and therefore how should you cook your meal to ensure you deliver the absolute experience, right? And for one that's willing to absorb, willing to learn, and really wants to elevate food,
Yeah.
I think that's a great
Yeah.
place to start.
Yeah. And this is true, like your experiences in the challenges and
Yeah.
you guys have master class as well?
Yes.
Did you have master class as well?
Yes.
Okay, because 40 episodes, I roughly know the structure. When I say I know the structure, again, for people who are listening, MasterChef is a franchise internationally. There are different versions of it. There's the celebrity version, there is the normal people version, which I came from. And
We
then
came
yeah,
from.
there's the professional version. Because it's a franchise, I think different countries treat it differently.
Yeah.
So the Australian one is the one that I think most of us admire most because they have like 72 episodes. And when you talked about it, I think you said you're fresh out of the academy. I've actually never thought about MasterChef as an academy, and I miss those days because MasterChef Malaysia was around 13 years ago, right? We only had 2 seasons, 3 seasons, and then we had celebrity seasons.
Yeah.
And I think it boils down to money and sense as well.
It does.
Sponsorships and viewership was just
Absolutely. Yeah.
a bit of a trouble, and I wish that they bring it back because it has changed my life. It's changed so many people's lives. I think that's what MasterChef is all about, not just the food, but the people that come out of it. And of course, I mean, these big people, television people, the truth is you guys make money, right? But and it also shapes the culture of food.
It does.
The way people look at it, because
That
like
it
we
does.
are paving the way on camera, like, oh, this is a new way of looking at food. And for me,
Absolutely.
it was a very personal journey as well because I came from a Muslim country.
Yeah.
Malaysia is a Muslim country. It's the
Yes.
official religion.
Yeah.
Um, and most Muslims don't look like me. I'm not Muslim. And cooking in front of Muslim people, they would say things like back in the days, 13 years ago, oh, wait, is he cooking halal? But wait, I'm cooking in the same kitchen with everyone else. You know, so the mindset has changed where now people go like, oh, he knows that we're Muslim. So if he cooks for us, I don't even ask. So it has changed that.
Yes.
And it's so important what we do at MasterChef. So people at MasterChef, you guys need to go back to Southeast Asia, okay, in Malaysia, okay. Yes. MasterChef India, if you want to invite me, I'm based in the US now. You can give me a call. Arthi has my number. If you have a Chinese cooking challenge, I don't know, or Malaysian cooking challenge, French train, whatever. I'm pitching myself. I'm shameless.
You're pan world. I said I'm pan Indian. You're pan world now.
Confused. But yeah, what is one thing that people don't see on the screens that you treasure and you hate? Things that you like and you don't like about MasterChef, that people don't see on camera.
The stress. You know it. It's just crazy. It's
Right.
crazy because it's highly competitive. It's so easy to lose an idea if anyone even gets a whiff of your idea. It's so easy for someone. I mean, that's food, right? I met somebody who told me, um, it's your idea. Anybody can steal an idea, but they can't steal the soul
Correct.
of the idea, right? So that was life changing. But from the academy, I think I mean, MasterChef Academy, of course, one of the core things I learned was one of the training chefs who teach us food in the background, right?
Oh.
Did you not have that?
No. We don't have anyone teaching us. We had like the prep crew, and then you had master class, and that was it. So like
You're the lucky ones.
we learn along the way, but I think they learn from experience that they need to do it. Especially for MasterChef Junior, they actually do that. When MasterChef wanted to have MasterChef Junior in Malaysia, they were testing the market, and honestly, MasterChef Junior, these kids are amazing, but they do have some sort of training before. And it's also safety. But no, we did not have anyone teaching us anything, except for the fact that we did have an induction
Right.
with a culinary institute for a bit, but that was like I think 3 days or something like basic chopping.
Right.
You know, because like I came from a world where you just chop stuff or blend stuff, and there's no julienne. There's no like, what is brunoise?
Yeah, that's Brunoise. Yeah.
What brunoise? But you guys had someone actually
We
a
had
little
prep
bit.
kitchen.
Okay.
We would work in the prep kitchen consistently, and we had chefs, trained chefs, who would assist us, guide us, elevate us, and that really was the academy. That is where I learned the most, and so I feel like all of the learning that I have taken out of the MasterChef Academy is really to those chefs in the background who are truly superheroes.
Wow.
They're the absolute superheroes because you never see them, but you are on screen what they train you off screen.
Okay, I will go out and say, MasterChef India, you guys are doing it the right way because I am a teacher, I believe in education, and I came from a world of reality TV. What we did was 100% reality TV, and that's why we didn't call it an academy. You rightly call it an academy because that's what an academy is.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we learned.
MasterChef India. MasterChef India. Okay.
We need it in Malaysia.
Yeah, I think we should be applying this kind of concept around the world because I know for a fact MasterChef is not like that all around the world. It's not like that. I'm not going to say which franchise, but like the franchise that I experienced was not exactly like that. And I think it should be this way. It should be this way because you will then be developing and contributing to the culinary world.
Absolutely.
By nurturing these young people with that passion and that grit to be on TV as well. What was one of those your favorite challenge?
I think my favorite challenge, and is also the one, not the one, but the second one in which I didn't succeed that challenge. But my
You
favorite
went to elimination.
the elimination. Sorry, that's the word I was like excluded, expelled. What was the right word?
Erase that memory. Erase that memory.
Elimination, right?
Yeah.
It's the Black Apron
Black Everett.
challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the first time I went in the Black Apron challenge, I was so shattered because it was my first week. I went straight into my first week,
Yeah, yeah.
and I think I was really upset with myself, of course. And I was like, no, I this is not right, and
Yeah.
just dealing with acceptance, right?
Yeah.
And that is when one of those chefs in the background told me, "What are you here to do?" I said, "I really love food, and I really want to learn to cook and elevate my food." He said, "So, how does the color of the apron matter?"
Wow.
And it was such a wake up moment. When he said that to me, I said, "Yeah, you're right. I'm here to cook. Whether I'm wearing black or white, or how does that matter? I'm just going to cook." And that really just changed my perspective in the entire challenge thereon. That was my pivot point. And from then, I think that's a learning I'm keeping for life, because no matter where you are, no matter what the forum, the platform, you're here to cook. As simple as that.
Right.
It's just, it's from your heart
Yeah.
onto the plate and period.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think also like that question is very important. I think every chef, every stage of their life, and I mean, I teach kids, right?
Yeah.
Kids meaning like students, and
Yeah.
I call them all my kids because I'm not married. I don't have kids yet. I call them like the little birdies that were sending off to the culinary world.
Yeah.
I say like, at every one point in time, if you feel frustrated or stuff, just ask yourself, why are you cooking?
Okay.
And the truth is, no one can tell you why you are cooking. Only you. Everyone can have a different objective with
Yeah.
food. What I do with food, what you do with food, what anyone else
Yeah.
do with food. It's so, I think we are in a world now that the culinary world is no longer, okay, you go in the kitchen, you start with komi, you start, and then you move your way up. That can be one path,
Yeah.
which is a path that I respect so much.
Yeah.
Because it's military, okay?
It
It's
is.
like,
Oh.
but like there are so many other things you can do with food, right?
Yeah.
If you really love food and let that love for food manifest. And the master of elimination. In Malaysia, everyone knows me. The first elimination ever in the history of MasterChef, I was in it just for cutting onions, just for cutting onions.
Cutting onions is by far the most underrated thing. It's the most painful thing to do in any kitchen.
Yeah, I know.
Chopping onions.
And
Oh
what they
my
don't know
God.
is like our season, it was the first season, so that there were like technical errors that to restart the challenge, whatever.
Yeah.
Now. We were cutting onions at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Oh dear Lord.
You were tired, you were
I get it.
stressed, and then the producer, that one, the
And
one
then
of
you were crying.
because of the onions,
Yes.
first of all, and then someone goes like, "Why are you cooking? Why are you here?" Like, like these people, and I was like, okay, back then I started cooking for my father, right? That's why when you said talk about balance, my journey in food started because of my father. I was trained to be an accountant. I was a typical Asian boy who studied very hard, that kind of thing, right? And my father had cancer, and he wanted a different way of approaching treatment of cancer, and
Right.
that was food and nutrition or whatever not. And that's why I started cooking. So obviously, my reason till today has always been my father. And so when you're cutting onions, you're already crying a little bit, and they go like, "Why are you cooking? Why did you start cooking?"
That's it.
And they're like, "This is solid gold. Focus on his face." And I'm like, "Can you guys not do this to
I
me
get
at 2 a.m. in the morning?" But yeah, so it made a person of you and like told you a little bit of food and statement, right? But why did you start cooking?
Because of my father.
Oh, wow.
It's because of my father. Right?
Wow.
My dad loves food.
Yeah.
He loves food. He can't cook for nuts' sake,
Yeah.
but he can eat
Yeah.
so well.
Yeah.
But he's not just someone who eats, he's someone who's super particular about the way his vegetables are cut. Simple. Onions. My God. And my mum is someone who cooks because she needs to cook, right? She needs to feed. And and that's how most of our mums have been, right? I mean, they're doing 10,000 things around the house. My mom had the job of educating me. I mean, she had the whole house on her, and it was a huge joint family.
Yeah.
So the responsibilities are that many multifold,
Yeah.
right? So my mom would cook because she needed to get food out.
Yeah.
Her food would be tasty, but it wouldn't be pretty. right?
Yeah.
Of course, who's
Ain't got time for that, honey.
Are you fed? Are you healthy? Get out of here.
Yeah.
So, but my father was very particular about how his food needed to look, and so he would say, "Please make that really small and tiny and thin." And my mom would say, "If you want to do it yourself, this is what I'm thinking." So I stepped in and I said,
Yeah.
"You know what? Let me try." But I was brought up around, like I said, a traditional family, right? So,
Mhm.
and a traditional family cooks in a very, my family used to cook in a very traditional way. We wouldn't use mixies. We would hand stone in the stone mill. We would hand grind.
Yeah.
My grandmother and aunts would hand grind, right? My great grandmother would hand grind. I've seen her live to the age of 104.
Yeah.
Until her last day, she was cooking and she would cook traditionally. So I have very, very strong influences when it comes to traditional food and my upbringing.
Yeah.
But I started paying attention to food because of my father.
Wow. Okay. Uh, wow. Yeah. I think when family is, I see you tearing up. That's why I don't want to go further because I'm gonna make her cry. I make people cry on my show a lot. But feel free to cry. It's fine. But I think there's this such a strong emotional connection with food because, I don't know. I think in the Indian culture as well. I've seen this Indian moms who feed their children with the hand,
Yeah.
and it's no one else. Will you? It's food on someone else's hand into your mouth,
Yeah.
into your body.
Yeah.
It's a very deep connection.
Yeah.
Like the only other person I let touch my body like that is a doctor.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
think it's a very big um significance
Yeah.
of preparing and feeding
Yes.
and nurturing.
Yes.
Right? And the 10,000 things that mothers do, I think
Mhm.
all the mothers, it's a women thing. I'm a guy, I know. Guys, I think you agree with me. We can only do one thing at a time.
Right.
Right? Women are like, I don't know how you guys do it, but like, thank God for women. First of all, when you say grinding, right? Do you guys use the is it a long piece?
Yeah.
No, I see you doing it, and I'm
back
like,
and forth on
back and forth. Yeah, so like we do with chilies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So you smash it and you go back and forth.
So let's talk about that. Like, because people now they have blenders, right? They have blenders and that millers, electronic millers, right?
Yes.
So what is your argument against traditionally stone grinding and like or buying mixers or like what's the obsession about traditional grinding of uh-oh, looks like we've run out of time for today, but don't worry, we've got some fiery comments and insights coming your way in part 2 of this conversation, dropping at the same time next week. Before we wrap up, I just want to give a heartfelt thank you to the Academy of MasterChef India for their outstanding work and dedication to the culinary arts. And to the rest of you listening, terima kasih and thank you for joining us on yet another episode of The Hungry Immigrant. It's been a delightful feast of stories and flavors that remind us just how much food brings us together. Now don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform so you'll never miss an episode. And if you loved today's culinary journey, leave us a review and share the episode with your friends and family. Your support helps keep our traditions alive and our tables more diverse. Do follow us on Instagram at Hungry Immigrant and my personal account Abang Brian for behind the scenes looks and extra tidbits from each episode. We love to see how food inspires you, so do tag us in your next food adventure. I'm Abang Brian, reminding you to savor every bite and cherish every moment at the table. Until next time, keep your plates adventurous and your hearts open.